Hi, I'm David Osei, and today I'm going to show you how to make my mama's seafood stuffing. So my mom's seafood stuffing was actually a recipe that's been passed on to her from her mom or my grandmother. And back then, being that they were growing up in Paducah, Kentucky, a very small town in the South, during what were some times with a very different, racial climate, there obviously might not have been the seafood in it. But that's something that my mother decided to add as she continued and shared the recipe with me. And now it's something that I love to make during holidays or whenever she'll come to visit, and something that I'm hoping to share with you all today. A very important step is not to forget, once your cornbread's finished, make sure you take a little toothpick, insert it in, and pull it out, making sure that it comes out clean. And with this recipe, after you've made the cornbread, you'll basically take it, break it up into a little bowl, and kind of just use your hands to really break it down so it's going to be a lot easier for the chicken broth and everything else to incorporate into it, as well as the spices before we bake it. So today, we're going to be adding in some scallops, some shrimp, and some crab. But you can choose any seafood that might be something you'd like. I mean, one year I can remember my mom tried to add some oysters, but I don't really like those, so I had to veto that pretty quickly. You want to make sure not to chop your seafood too big or too small. That's why we quartered our scallops and cut our shrimp into thirds. You want to do your best to try to make sure that you can get some seafood in every bite. Now, when I think of this seafood stuffing, it reminds me oftentimes of Thanksgiving or even Christmas, just cooking with my mom, and it's something that always kind of brings a warm feeling to my heart when I just think about those moments with family and thinking about how my grandmother probably hoped that it would, continue on to today. And it'll be something that one day I hope to share with my children. When I found out that I'd have the opportunity to make my mom's famous recipe, the excitement quickly turned to nervousness, as she reminded me to make sure that there was some cranberry sauce on the plate, and that we had just enough seafood in every bite, and to make sure that we used the same cornbread she does. Now, you can go and find little things that will become a part of your recipe as well. And making this, I just hope when she watches that she's proud. Now, when you take it out, you'll definitely smell that cornbread, all of the seasonings that you included, as well as that wonderful seafood that we chose to include. And that first bite is going to be warm, smooth, rich, and so flavorful that you'll certainly never forget after your first time.
How's it going? My name is Onyi Ude. Today we're making beef stew the Naija way. I cannot remember the first time I had Nigerian beef stew because it's been a part of my life forever. Like most people growing up, they got to get McDonald's and stuff like that. That was not the case in a Nigerian household at all. I'm one of 5. And sometimes my mom was like, she didn't feel like giving us individual plates. So the great thing that she used to do, which I found so funny, is she used to put it in like this really, really big bowl, think family style, and give us all a spoon and walk away. And then at that point, it was like free for all. My mom makes it different, she add like, shoki and all these other beef parts, and it's delicious, but there's a basic way to make it. You can just have the basic beef part and that's enough. There's different ways you can do it, but at the end of the day, it's all delicious, and everyone can agree on good food. It's almost like the aroma is like crawling out of the pot, and it's such a lovely smell. You can bring someone, from down the street with the smell. It's a great aroma. You want to eat it before it's even done. My favorite part of the dish absolutely has to be when you're just trying to get every piece on the spoon, like you're trying to get the rice with the stew and the beef, and then if you're lucky you can get a little plantain on there as well. It's a mouthful of just happiness. Yeah. How often do you get that opportunity to have such a diverse culinary experience in 20 minutes? Like in 20 minutes, this is your one-way ticket to Africa. Come join us Nigerians in eating this delicious beef stew. We invite you, and we hope you enjoy it. It's delicious,
Oh, yes!